Good evening, everybody. Hello, parents. I'm Adam Yonkers. I teach U.S. history as well as U.S. government and contemporary world history. And I'm recording a video message to you on what is a very strange back to school night. And I have written a letter which I'd like to read to you about this year. So I want to start with the words, "we the people." These are, of course, the words that begin the U.S. Constitution. But it's also a central message I want to communicate to you, the parents, tonight. We are all going through this unprecedented moment in history together. I am a parent of 3 children under 10 years old. And like many educators, I am experiencing distance learning first as a father and also as a teacher. This moment has stretched me in many ways, and I can only assume it has for you as well. As a parent, I am concerned about how my own kids are learning, and I'm concerned about their friendships, and I'm concerned about how well their teachers will get to know them this year. As a teacher, I am trying all sorts of different strategies to keep your sons and daughters engaged in their history class and to try to create a connection. This includes leveraging technology like Zoom and trying to make my content as interesting as possible and change traditional lesson plans to make them distance learning, to adapt them to distance learning. But nothing replaces the in-person reasons I became a teacher, which is, of course, to teach children and to help foster well-educated citizens. We all want to ensure, I think we all want to ensure the same things, that students stay on track academically and that this disruption isn't prolonged. But we cannot lose sight of the relationships that are at the heart of teaching and learning. So I'm asking you to help by setting a routine, encouraging your kids to log in on time and turn their video screens on, and to engage with one another in what is going to be a unique educational experience. And I hope together we can make this year memorable and keep the learning happening. So since I cannot shake your hands at the door, I wanted to introduce myself briefly and tell you a little bit about the course. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, hit present. Okay, so a little bit about me. This is my family. I have a 4-year-old named Jack. I have a 7-year-old named Sue, and I have a 9-year-old named Connor. We had a really unique year. We had the chance to travel from Maryland to California in a 25-foot Cruise America RV, stopping along the way at various national parks. And I also included here a picture of me on graduation day with some Pali seniors who were off to college as first-gen students. I'm from Washington, D.C. I think that's relevant since I teach U.S. history. My favorite president is Abraham Lincoln. In fact, we got a dog this week, like many people during coronavirus, a good time to train a dog, and named him Abe. So that's going to be fun. Here is a shot from the summer. I went down to Washington, D.C. You can see the White House in the distance there, and this is the Black Lives Matter Plaza that we visited along with the Washington Monument. I also think it's relevant that I grew up in West Africa, spending 4 years there as a child, and my dad was Peace Corps, and my sister and I learned French fluently, and I think that my interest in the world was really set there. Here's some pictures of me as a youngster. I also am a dual citizen of Ireland. My grandmother on my mom's side was born in Northern Ireland. I went there as a junior in college to study at Trinity University, and I spent most of my time up in Belfast in the north studying the troubles between the Catholics and the Protestants, as well as some time in West Cork. As a result of that, we were able to travel as US citizens as well as citizens of Ireland in the EU. Going back to college years, I'm a proud graduate of the Colorado College in Colorado Springs. I love the outdoors and hiking and taking in the beauty of the outdoors. I moved to California after graduation and got involved with brand marketing and business. And I worked for various consumer packaged goods products, Udwala, Cliff Bar. I worked for a large law firm before pursuing my teaching career in my early 30s. And I went to Stanford University to get a teaching credential and my master's degree. And I've been at PAUSD ever since. This is my first year at Gunn, but I taught for many years at Pali. I taught U.S. foreign policy honors class, U.S. history this year, U.S. government and contemporary world. I'm a former teacher advisor. I'm also a enthusiastic faculty mentor to various magazines, and a coach. I mentioned girls varsity softball here, but I've also coached boys basketball, football, and so on. So I like that aspect of being involved at a school. We had a big year. We had a year where I took a gap year and took a leave of absence and moved my family abroad to live in Switzerland. And they went to school there for the year before we had to leave because we were so close to Milan, Italy, where there was a coronavirus outbreak, and we moved back. But that year was fantastic for my family and for me to visit some of the places that I'm teaching about, but also to understand the world better as a global citizen and instill that interest in my kids. I can be reached at aayonkers@pausd.org. And if you need to contact me, please do. I look forward to hopefully getting to know you in person. But in the meantime, stay safe and be in touch. Thank you. Good night.